Hi, I'm Carl. This is Related to Geeks, the video blog of the Geeky family. Today I'm doing a stress test on Reaper Bones miniatures, as well as two other miniatures from other manufacturers. I've been painting miniatures ever since I purchased the game Hero Quest. I didn't purchase it. Why would I say that? My parents purchased it. I was 10. The reason I want to talk about Bones miniatures today is because they're in the last week of their Kickstarter. I do want to point out that I am not affiliated with Reaper Miniatures in any way other than being a customer. I was not asked to do this review. I was not given any product to do this review. I'm doing this review because I wanted to show how durable they are, because I personally kind of held off on them for a long time because I thought they wouldn't be very good miniatures. This is the Reaper Bones miniatures we're going to be using for today's stress test. We're also going to be using this multi-part plastic miniature for the stress test. This is from Games Workshop. The third miniature for today's stress test is a solid metal figure from Black Tree Design. I'm going to put them all through 4 different types of common stress. The most common thing to happen in gaming miniatures is dropping miniatures. The only miniature that suffered any damage was our solid piece metal knight. He popped off his base, which was added by me, so that's not really a test of the material. Another way that miniatures often get damaged is just from wear and tear from storage. So what I have here is a cardboard box. I probably don't need to tell you that. To test wear and tear from storage on these miniatures, I'm going to put them in the cardboard box all together. I'm going to close the cardboard box up and I'm going to give it a shake. Our knight did not fare too well from that test. His sword bent even a little bit more. His paint didn't really chip anymore, but his foot is bent, and you can see that right there. Our skeleton lost an arm. No, my arm! I'm sorry, I'm having too much fun. I want to take a moment to point out that our Bones miniature is pretty much untouched at this point. So if you played a lot of tabletop games, you know the rule books can be pretty thick. I have here the Rule Cyclopedia for basic Dungeons and Dragons. It's a fairly thick book, and something that can happen to your miniatures on the tabletop is a book might get thrown out of the way and land on some miniatures. Here's the Metal Knight, the Reaper Bones miniature, and the Games Workshop plastic skeleton. It didn't do any more damage to the metal miniature. It did pop my Bones miniature off his base. He would normally have an integral base, so I don't think we'd have seen any damage at all if I had not rebased him. Our Games Workshop multi-part plastic skeleton also fell off his base, as you can see, but he also lost his leg. If you've been to enough game stores, you know the prospect of a large man stepping on one of your miniatures is not too far off. We're going to do that stress test now on each one of these miniatures. Our metal figure continues not to take much further damage. Our skeleton from Games Workshop has now lost his other arm. This is almost like a game of Hangman in reverse. Our Reaper Bones miniature is still left untouched. So now we've tested 4 common ways that miniatures get damaged. Let's test an uncommon way that miniatures gets damaged. What if a deranged madman came to where you were playing games and started hitting your miniatures with a hammer? That person would be insane! But in the interest of science, that's what we're gonna do today. Our skeleton didn't really make it. He is a leg and a torso now. Our knight miniature seems mostly untouched, but then you turn him around and you see quite a bit of damage on the paint. And he did launch across the, the garage quite unsafely. I was worried I was about to take out my car window. And our Bones figure from Reaper Miniatures still remains largely untouched. I noticed a little bit of scuffing on the paint. Nothing I couldn't fix with a quick touch-up. Reaper Bones! The only thing I was able to do to get any type of damage on the actual figure is by hitting it with a hammer 6 times. I'm putting a link in the description for Reaper Bones Miniatures Kickstarter. If you're a miniature collector, I really urge you to take a look at this. If you're not a miniatures collector, but you think you might enjoy painting miniatures or playing miniature war games, then take a look anyway. This is Related to Geeks. Thank you for watching. I think I totally missed.